All right, let's turn to Pennsylvania, where the race is heating up for Senate in a unique way, you could say.
Yes, and besides myself, we have another Pennsylvanian here with us to break it all down. Former Senator and Newsmax senior political analyst Rick Santorum is with us. Rick, your take on where this race stands right now and where it's going to go.
Before I do that, I want to comment on the last story because it's really important. First off, it's important that Newsmax is actually publishing this because the mainstream media is not covering Raphael Warnock. They're not making him respond to Herschel Walker. When Herschel Walker had his problems, every mainstream media just beat the heck out of Herschel Walker, forced him to make comments. And what you see is happening when the left gets bad news about their candidates, the media just says nothing. And they don't require an answer. And so Warnock's going to be quiet about it as best he can, and you're not going to hear anything. So this is really important that this news gets out there. So congratulations, Newsmax, for doing that. On the issue of Pennsylvania, look, this race is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. You have a debate coming up in about 10 days, less than 10 days now. You're going to see whether John Fetterman is really up to the job. And I think that's an important part of this. The other thing is, Dr. Oz has been able to change the tenor of this race because he has gone on offense against what a radical that John Fetterman is. So I think on both sides, clearly the momentum right now is with Oz.
Okay, there are new reports that Fetterman has an auditory comprehension issue. We've been talking about this over the past hour, including with a surgeon who gave advice that this gentleman is not essentially fit for the role of senator. A reporter who profiled Fetterman refutes the claim that he has comprehension issues, though, from a stroke. Nonsense. NBC News utilized closed captioning equipment to allow Fetterman, a stroke survivor, to respond to oral questions after reading captions off a computer screen. Some of the left are trying to frame it as a, quote, ableism issue, saying he can do the job even though he can't comprehend what people are saying. I know there's some who have attacked this reporter also, Senator, as misrepresenting what his capabilities are. But we talked to a surgeon last hour that said this is definitely a sign of someone who had a stroke, even though he hasn't seen him. Does it matter to you? Do you think it should?
Well, look, I give John Fetterman a lot of credit. He's been heroic in going out there and doing the best he can. But the fact is that good enough for the people of Pennsylvania to be represented by someone who clearly has serious health issues?
Do you think he's going to do the debate, or do you think he's setting up something right now to get out of the debate?
He said in the interview, at the end of the interview, he said he is going to show up. We'll see. He may put a lot more conditions to give him crutches to be able to perform. But we'll see whether he shows up or not. What is not showing up is his medical record.
Yeah.
And this is not a situation where, okay, you're older, like, Donald Trump or whatever, or Joe Biden, and saying, well, they're older and we should see their medical record. This person has a serious health problem. This person had a stroke. He admitted he had a stroke. He's got heart problems. He's got a pacemaker. This is a very serious issue. And the public has a right to know. Did his surgeons, did his doctors say that, there have been some, other than auditory processing, are there other issues involved here that the public has a right to know? When you're standing before the American public and you're asking them to put you in a position of great importance, you have an obligation to let them know that you're physically capable of doing this. And this is the big issue that he's not complying with. And again, the media is not pressing on it. I don't think they asked it. I know they referred to it, but they really push him on releasing medical records. He just said, well, I'm getting out there. Well, yes, you're getting out there, and you're not doing the job as a normal person would. And we have a right to know why not.
Yeah, Rick, before we let you go, I have a question for you. Specifically, I asked this of another guest earlier. Do you think it's possible that Pennsylvanians will give a sympathy vote to Fetterman?
Yeah, look, as I said in my opening remarks, I give him a lot of credit. I mean, to go out there and battle on through obvious serious health problems. So there is that tip of the hat to someone who's out there fighting. Look, this guy is a committed ideologue. He's someone who is passionate about transforming this country into a socialist republic, and he's not going to let anything get in the way. Well, I give him credit for not letting anything get in the way. I don't give him credit for being a radical socialist
Right.
and trying to hide behind his health issues to keep that away from the people of Pennsylvania.
All right, going to leave it there. Rick Santorum, thanks so much.
Thank you.